Oh, I'm excited, because this is a dream. As a little kid, I dreamed of playing in college football, and now I get to play NFL football, so it's important to me.
James, what's your pregame routine like on a? It used to be a Saturday. Does it change now that it's a Sunday?
No, sir. I wake up, good thanks to the Lord, and then when I go to the field, me and Coach Bajakian with the other quarterbacks, we throw routes and stuff, and just go over kind of like the game plan, and that's all. It's nothing really, intense. Just get our juices flowing.
Is there a specific time you want to get up?
I really don't focus on the time. I'm trying to sleep in. Try to get some rest. For that night because it's a big game in the morning. I'm trying to stay calm.
What's your pregame meal for an early game?
Whatever they feed us. Nah. At Florida State, I had to eat green beans and I had to drink a purple Powerade. Because we don't drink Gatorade. But other than that, that's all. I do my regular day.
Do you have a ritual of any kind? Like you said, the purple Powerade or something? You always do put on the
in college, I was very superstitious. I haven't had the chance to, doing preseason, everything's so different. I haven't had the chance to just find out what I'm going to be superstitious of this year. So I just go have fun and just eat. So I'm be starving.
You don't get to call the plays, but how aggressive would you like to come out on Sunday?
I just want to take what they give me. I don't want to be too overhyped. But I want to come ready to compete. And obviously, I always think back to my first spring game at Florida State. I threw first play was a touchdown. Obviously that would be awesome. But I'm just gonna take every play, play by play.
For obvious reasons, to write the headline for Jameis Winston, Marcus Mariota, their pro debuts, sharing the same field, what would that headline say?
Well, it's not about us. It's about our teams. It's just the Bucs versus the Titans. I'd rather the headline be the score than something about individual players.
James, you've said before that you really admire Dirk Cutter. What do you imagine that a good offensive coordinator has that an average offensive coordinator lacks?
Well, I never been able to be with the average offensive coordinator.
That's why I said, what do you imagine?
I can't imagine it, because with coaches in today's world, they spend so much time with us. And you think about their families and how much hard work that they put in to their job. I would never call a coach average because the things that they sacrifice, not only for their family, but for us, I can never put a coach in that position.
What do you think the better ones have that the others don't?
I think all coaches are a blessing to this game. I can't really judge no coach because I'm not a coach. And I'm supposed to listen to coaches.
James, now that camp is all over, preseason's over, is there an aspect of your game that you feel has improved the most?
Yeah, definitely. One thing was getting accustomed to the speed. And one thing I always talk about is the rhythm of my drops. Being able to set my feet and make a throw on time so I can help the offensive line out, I can help the running backs out, just help the whole team out. When you get in the rhythm and you're able to make quick decisions and get the ball out of your hands into a playmaker's hands, it's fun.
How much time did you and Marcus see each other in San Diego when you guys were preparing for the draft? And was there much interaction? And how well do you really know each other?
When I view Marcus, he's just a great guy. We don't really talk that much, but just like it's like two horses at the racetrack. When the alpha sees another alpha, they just whatever, and they go on about their business, and he's just a great person. You can't take nothing away from him, so I'm always smiling and stuff, but he's just a great guy.
You said that it's all about the Bucs versus the Titans, but a lot of the spotlight is against you and Mariota. How are you trying to block that out and just focus on playing the best game Sunday?
That's all I do. I just focus on playing the best game. It's of course the attention and stuff are going to be on two people, but we know, me and him both know, like it's about their locker room.
Now that some time has passed since your last college game, which was your only loss in college, I know you're a competitor. How much does that loss eat at you? Does it still eat at you?
Well, we lost the game in preseason, so I've been over that loss in college. So we won our last preseason game, so that's on my mind right now. I don't stay on losses for a long time.
You're always so relaxed. Going into a game like this, though, does it feel a little different, your first NFL start? Maybe a few more butterflies, or is it just the same as always?
It's the same, because it stays the same because I want to do good. Your butterflies will never amp up, because the same time, like I just want to do good. I'm having butterflies because I want to have a good game. That's all.
James, at Florida State, you had a lot of second-half comebacks. You've got to be excited about playing a whole four-quarter game as opposed to being taken out in the second or third quarter.
Absolutely. It's always good to play a full football game. Obviously I'm excited just to be on the football field anyway. It's good to have a full game.
James, we talked about what you do in the morning of a game. Well, what about the night before?
Night before, I just watch film and go to sleep. I don't really stress. Now I'm gonna be able to watch college football, because college football has started, so I have my mind on football at least. And I really just cherish the opportunity that I get to go out there and play with my brothers. And I think people take that so much for granted. But after going through training camp and seeing all these people get cut, man, it's tough. So it's always sometime in everyone's day that they should just reflect like, I'm here, I'm living. So.
What's in your earphones on the morning of a game?
My earphones?
What's your music? What's your song?
Well, I usually start off with some Boosie. Work my way with Lil Boosie. Work my way to Drake. Then I listen to a little Mary Mary. That's a gospel singer. And all different types of varieties. I listen to Gucci Mane because he's from Bessemer. But that's all. But mainly Boosie, Drake, Gucci Mane, Mary Mary.
Is there one song like that just get you?
One song is "Mind of a Maniac." That's for Boosie. The other song, Drake, is "Stay Scheming." I always gotta stay scheming. But
You mentioned college football. What did you think? Were you watching Everett Olson and FSU?
Absolutely, them nose look great now. They ready. You look great. Them nose look good. They ready.
He's not wearing your number. He wore 5 and 30. He said, I'm not wearing that.
That's our number. That's not my number. That's our number.
It's tough shoes to fill. Can you relate to what he's going through? You're trying to fill some shoes. I mean, he's trying to step in, and they're not asking him to be you, but it's hard.
I'm just trying to get what he got his first game at Florida State. I want my first game to be like his at Tampa Bay. And I believe he played amazing.
James, do you visualize how things are going to go before games? I mean, do you get a mental picture? And if so, how have you visualized your first game going?
First of all, I visualize getting a win. Just making the right decision. I don't really focus on the negative things that probably can happen, but I'm just like, you know what, if them linebackers drop deep and I can't hit a dig behind them, I'm just going to take the check down. I know it's going to hurt me because I know I want to make that throw in the second window, but I'm just going to take the check down to keep the chains moving. It's all about just trying to get my mind right and do the right thing.